Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abiha Abdul Jabbar. I am in class 9. Our journey to Mars was not just a science project. It was a mission we designed and completed as a real team. We named ourselves Team AD Mars Pioneers because we were ready to take the first step where few have ever dreamed to go. Our mission lasted 1.5 years, and we landed in Lysium Planitia, a safe and flat region, ideal for setting up a base. We traveled using SpaceX's Starship, a large and powerful reusable rocket. It carried our entire crew and cargo across millions of kilometers. Our mentors, Ms. Minahil and Ms. Chashman, guided us through every step. The crew included Aisha Afzal, Meerab Talib Hussain, Abiha Masood, Abiha Abdul Jabbar, and Meerab Akmal. This mission was possible because we worked together, trusted each other, and became pioneers on the Red Planet. To reach Mars, we had to wait for the perfect moment. Earth and Mars move around the Sun at different speeds, so they only can close every 26 months. We launched our Starship during this special time. Because they was shorter, we saved a lot of fuel and time. The journey became smoother and more efficient. We know that if we missed this moment, we would have to wait another 2 years. That's why every part of our mission was planned carefully and completed on time. Once Earth and Mars were aligned, was launched without delay, and our journey truly began.
Before our crew ever stepped on Mars, we made sure the planet was ready to receive us. We launched to cross Starship months in advance. The ship carried everything we needed for survival: food and clean water, construction tools, batteries and solar panels, and inflatable shelter for living, medical supplies, robots and drones. The cruise ship landed safely at our selected base in Elysium Plantia. By the time we arrived, our supplies were already waiting for us. There was no panic, no delay. From day one, we had shelter, food, and energy because we prepared ahead.
We reached Mars using Starship, a spacecraft strong enough to carry us on a 6 to 9 months journey across deep space. Inside we lived in zero gravity away from Earth, depending only on our training and systems. After reaching Mars, we spent 1.5 years on the surface. When Earth and Mars came close again, we launched from the surface using the same rocket and began our return trip. But this journey was filled with real challenges: radiation outside Earth's protective shield, complete isolation with messages taking 20 minutes each way. Mars has a very thin carbon dioxide atmosphere. We could not breathe the air. No ozone, extreme cold at -81 degrees Fahrenheit, and dust storms. Gravity was only one-third of Earth's. Our bodies felt weak at first. Finding water, creating fuel, and building safe infrastructure were daily struggle. But with teamwork, preparation, and calm thinking, we survived it all. We did not just visit Mars, we learned how to live there. Living together on Mars for over a year is not just about science, it's about trust and teamwork. We were a crew of 5, each with a different roles, from flying the ship to handling health, engineering, psychology, and science. But we were not just selected for our skills. We were chosen because we had the patience, calm mind, and strong hearts needed for this mission. We had to depend on each other every day, and every day we had team meeting to share thoughts, solve problems, and support one another. We did not go to Mars just
to visit. We went to explore, to grow, and to live together peacefully, and that's exactly what we did.
Before going to Mars, we had to pick the right place to land. We chose a place called Rhizome Planitia. It's near the middle of Mars, close to the equator. This area is very flat and smooth, which made it safe for our starship to land. There were no big hills or sharp rocks. Under the ground there is ice. We use special medicines to take that ice and turn it into drinking water and even oxygen to breathe. Since this area gets a lot of sunlight, we use solar panels to make electricity. That sunlight gave us the energy to power our shelters, tools, and greenhouses. The weather is Lysoplanacia is also not cold as the other parts of Mars, like the polar regions. When we landed on Mars, everything around us was quite red and empty. There was no building, no shelters, just dust and rocks. But we did not panic. We had a plan. Our boats had already landed before us, and they had set up our inflatable habitat. It looked like a big ball made of strong fabric. As soon as we stepped out the starship, we moved into the shelter. Inside, it had air to breathe, heat to keep us warm, and electricity from solar panels. But we know that inflatable homes from solar panels, but we know that inflatable homes fuel for our return rocket. This made our mission lighter, cheaper, would not last forever. So after a few weeks, we start building strong shelters using the soul of Mars itself. We use special machines to press the Martian dust into bricks and build walls layer by layer. These habitats kept us safe for radiation and dust storm. Our final habitat had everything we needed to survive. Thick walls to protect us from radiation. On Mars, we could not survive on packed food alone. We needed something fresh, something real. So, one of the most important parts of our base was the greenhouse we built next to our habitat. At first, it felt strange planting seeds on another planet. But slowly little green leaves began to grow in the red Martian soil. We used earth seeds and planted potatoes, beans and lychees all inside a sealed, warm greenhouse. We did not waste a single drop of water. We used recycled water clean from our own systems to water the plants, to keep the plants alive in the freezing weather. The greenhouse was heated by solar energy. At night, we used LED lights to give the plants the light they needed to grow. It was more than just farming. Watching plants grow on Mars gave us hope. That small greenhouse gave us food, cleaner air, and a reminder of Earth right in the middle of a lifeless world. This was not just a greenhouse, it was a green miracle on a red planet. When we reached Mars, we knew we could not do everything by hand. That's why we brought smart machines, rivers, robots, and drones to help us.
bold and explorer, our rover strong and reliable. It had high grip tires for rough ground and ran on nuclear power so it worked even during dust storms. It helped carry tools, samples, and sometimes even one of us. We also had our robots. These battery AI robots. These battery-powered helpers supported us in construction and science work. They lifted heavy materials, scanned rocks, and collected soil samples. Our designed all of these machines for the real needs of Mars, and they became an important part of our team. On Mars, there is no oxygen to breathe and no water to drink. But we did not bring everything from Earth. Instead, we learned how to use the sources on Mars to survive. To make oxygen, we used two methods. First, we had a machine called MOXIE. It took the carbon dioxide from the Martian air and turned it into oxygen. Second, we melt ice from under the surface and used electrolysis to split it into oxygen and hydrogen. For water, we found buried ice under the ground. Our machines melted it, filtered it, and stored it for drinking, cooking, and hygiene. We reused every drop carefully. Even the rocket fuel we needed to return to Earth came from Mars. We used a process called the Sabatier reaction, where carbon dioxide and hydrogen were turned into methane, fuel, and water. That fuel was stored for the Starship's return trip. Everything from the air we breathed to the fuel we needed was made from Martian resources. We did not just survive, we lived smart. On Mars, nothing worked without power, no heat, no light, no oxygen. That's why our power system was one of the most important parts of the mission. During the day, we used large solar panels to make electricity from sunlight. These panels powered everything: our habitat, greenhouse, rover, and lab. But sometimes the sky turned dark with dust storms, or it was night for many hours. In those times, we switched to our nuclear reactors. It gave us backup power and made sure everything stayed running. Without power, even our oxygen machine would stop and we would not survive. That's why we checked and maintained the power system daily. On Mars, energy is not just useful, it's life itself.
On Earth, we use local materials to build homes and grow food. On Mars, we did the same, but with the plants' own resources. This is called ISRU, which means Insta Resources Utilization, or simply using what's already there instead of bringing everything from Earth. We used Martian soil to make bricks for our shelters. We melted ice under the ground to get clean water for drinking, cooking, and even growing plants. We also used the carbon dioxide in Mars air to make oxygen to breathe and fuel for our return rocket. This made our mission lighter, cheaper, and more sustainable. By using the Mars own resources, we did not just survive, we proved that human can live on Mars for a long time without always needed help from Earth.
We studied rocks and soil to search for any signs of past life. Like all bacteria, water patterns are organic material. We did not find clear proof of life, but we found chemical clues that suggest life may have existed long ago. This made our research even more exciting. We also set up a small science lab inside our base. There we tested samples and ran experiments to understand the land better. To support future missions, we tried to grow plants in Martian soil. Some grew slowly, but we proved that plant life is possible on Mars with the right care. Before leaving, we carefully packed the best rock and soil samples to bring back to Earth for deeper testing. We did not just live on Mars, we became explorers and scientists opening the door the dis.
We spent many months far away from Earth, so we made sure to support each other emotionally. We play games together, listen to music, and did group tasks like cooking or checking equipment to stay connected. We sent and received video messages from Earth even we thought there was a time delay. It helped us feel close to our families and teachers. Every week we had mental health check-in to take about how we were feeling. If anyone felt sad, stressed or tired, we support them as a team. We also practiced conflict resolution, taking thinking out calmly and solving problem early. That why we stay peacefully and focused. On Mars, we learned that a healthy mind is just as important as oxygen or water. Without it, nothing else works.
Living on Mars was not simple. We faced many big problems, but we solved each one with smart ideas and teamwork. First, there was dangerous radiation from the sun. To stay safe, we built our shelters using thick bricks made from Mars soil that helped block the radiation. We also had to deal with dust storms, which could block sunlight for days. So we used sealed machines and had a nuclear reactor for backup power when the solar panels did not work. Food was another problem. We could not eat packed food forever, so we grow our own plants like potatoes and beans in a greenhouse inside our base. Sometimes we felt lonely or stressed because we were far from Earth. To stay happy, we played games, talked to each other, and had mental health check in every day. After spending 1.5 years on Mars, it was time to come home. We packed our things, stored our research safely, and used Starship to turn to Earth. With us, we brought back soil and rock samples, science data, and all the results of our experiments. But more than that, we brought back a message of hope. Our mission was not just about one thing, it was about the future of space travel. We showed that a small group of humans with courage and teamwork can live and work on another planet. We opened the door for future Mars explorers and colonists. Our work will help the next missions be safer, smarter, and stronger. This journey was a big step in exploring the solar system and a reminder that great things happen when we set a clear goal and work together. And lastly, we are Team AD Mars Pioneers.
And this was our journey to Mars, one small step for us, one giant leap toward the future of humankind. Thank you.